Hello, Marsupilami mommies. It's SilentSigns from I Dream of Indie, and today we are taking a look at Marsupilami Hoobadventure. This is a 2D adventure platformer from a franchise that I, quite frankly, had no idea existed until yesterday, but I'm actually really glad I found out. If the name sounds a little bit familiar to you, it may be because you recognize it from the long-standing comic series, or perhaps you played the Sega Genesis game. Whether you're new or old to this series, in this particular installment, you are playing as one of three Marsupilamis: Punch, Twister, or Hope. It is unfortunately only a single player game, but you can switch between one of the three of them at any point in the overworld map. Whichever one you choose doesn't really have any significant impact on your gameplay. They all play pretty much the same, so it's really just an aesthetic difference. There is a plot here. It's not particularly crucial to your enjoyment of the game, but essentially what happens is these three Marsupilamis happen to unleash a cursed ghost by fooling around with a sarcophagus, probably pretty ill-advised. While all of the other creatures on the island may be impacted, the Marsupilamis just so happen to be immune, so it's up to them to right their wrong. If you're a fan of platforming games such as Donkey Kong Country, Crash Bandicoot, or even some of the later Rayman games, this is going to feel very homey for you. It feels and performs pretty great as far as the controls go. You have your basic jumps, as well as a grappling move and a tail whip. You can defeat the cursed critters that you come across either by using your tail or jumping on their heads, or even dashing through them. You'll have to navigate some pretty precarious landscapes, and your grappling tail move will definitely come in handy pretty frequently. As far as the level design goes, you'll get your fair share of pretty standard platforming levels, as well as some more race against the screen style. There are 3 worlds in total with 20 plus levels within them, as well as some bonus content that you can unlock by getting golden tickets. There are boss levels at the end of each world, and they're not necessarily traditional bosses in the sense that you're not really fighting anything. You're more chasing the boss in an on-rails race against the screen style level. I will say that the game itself isn't particularly challenging. You do have 3 difficulty options to choose from. I played on normal, and I don't consider myself a great player by any means, but I do have a lot of experience with Donkey Kong Country and Crash Bandicoot style games because those were what I played in my formative years, and if you're familiar with those type of titles, you might want to crank up the difficulty to hard if you want any sort of challenge out of this one. And if you're anything like me and you enjoy exploring levels for secrets, you're in luck here. There are no shortage of secret areas and collectibles for you to keep yourself busy. While Marsupilami's Hoobadventure is on the shorter side, it would probably realistically take you about 3 hours to complete a single playthrough. There is some replayability in those collectibles and bonuses, as well as the chrono mode where you can play to break your own records. As far as graphics go, I really enjoyed the style of this game. Again, being unfamiliar with this franchise, I don't know what these characters are supposed to look like, but I certainly like how they look here. I love the bright colors that are used in the tropical environments. The little fruits definitely remind me of Wumpa fruits, so that is what I proceeded to call them throughout my entire playthrough. And considering I was playing this one on the Switch, I didn't think it ran too poorly either. I didn't run into any hitches or crashes. It did run at a pretty steady 30 frames per second for the most part, with some exceptions being the bonus levels, which would perform at 60. Honestly, playing and looking at this game, it made me smile, and the same goes for the soundtrack. I have to say, it was really the star of the show here. I think almost every single level had a different song, and they were all really, really good. The music has a little bit of a flamenco flair to it, as well as some rocking beats. There's no voice acting, but I don't think that would be necessary whatsoever. You do get a hooba from your character once in a while, and other little grunts here and there. Makes me wonder if they were fans of that band Hoobastank. Actually, is that where the band got their name? Now I need to know. Whatever the reason may be, the soundtrack, sound design, graphical performance, cute, colorful environments, and these strange critters that I have never before heard of until now work really well to create a enjoyable modern platformer. I'd recommend this one for younger audiences looking to get into the genre, as well as seasoned veterans. Even if you're not going to be particularly challenged, I think you'll find something that you enjoy here. If I had to change anything, I would say I do wish there was more variety to the boss battles. Kind of fighting the same guy every time does get a little bit boring, and I wish the game was a bit longer because I was having fun. So will you be embarking on this Hoobadventure? Let me know in the comments down below. Before I go, I just want to thank our indie warriors Bill T, Christian Cruz, Cavallo, Mitchell Hall, Chris Jackson, Nathan Moore, Adriana Amato, CJR, C Coil, Skeptism, Hallie, Julian Colbus, Jen Rose, Jesse, CPM, Bunny, JRS8, Raylan, and Marky Mint. Thank you all so much for your support. Thank you for watching this video. If you haven't already, don't forget you can subscribe down below so you don't miss any reviews or previews, and check out the description box if you'd like to see how to become an indie warrior yourself. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.